The overhead bins clicked shut, and the hum of boarding filled the cabin. A tall black teenager, maybe 16, slid into a window seat in first class. His clothes were casual. A hoodie, sneakers, a backpack slung over his shoulder. He sat quietly, putting in his earbuds, not bothering anyone. But a sharp voice cut through the air. "Flight attendant," Karen-like tone. "Excuse me, this is first class. You need to check your ticket. You don't belong here." The boy looked up, startled. He pulled out his ticket, already creased from being folded too many times. "Teen, this is my seat. 3A. The flight attendant snatched it from his hand, scanned it, then scoffed loudly. Flight attendant. This must be a mistake. People don't just end up in first-class. Passengers nearby shifted uncomfortably. A businessman adjusted his glasses. A woman whispered to her husband. The boy's ears burned, but he sat straighter. "Teen, it's my seat." Flight attendant, raising her voice so the cabin could hear. "You're holding up the boarding process." Back to the economy. Now the boy clenched his fists. He wanted to disappear. He wanted to shout. But instead, he said quietly, "Teen, my mom bought me this ticket." The attendant smirked, rolling her eyes. Flight attendant. Sure she did. A couple of rows back, whispers started. Passenger 1. Poor kid. She's embarrassing him. Passenger 2. Well, he doesn't look like first class, does he? The boy stared at the window, fighting tears. He hated that look, like he was an intruder, like he wasn't worthy of the space he occupied. Just then, a voice echoed down the aisle. "Voice, is there a problem here?" Heads turned. A woman stepped forward, pulling a carry-on with ease. She was poised, graceful, dressed in an elegant blazer, sunglasses perched atop her head. Some passengers gasped in recognition. Phones slipped out of pockets. Whispers rippled. Passenger 3. "Wait, is that—" Passenger 4. "It's her." "That's her." The boy looked up, relief washing over his face. "Teen, Mom." The flight attendant's jaw dropped, because standing there, calm and radiant, was a world-famous actress and philanthropist known across the globe. She slid her sunglasses off slowly, eyes locking on the attendant. "Mom, that young man you just tried to humiliate, that's my son. And yes, he belongs in first class. More than you belong speaking to him like that." The cabin went dead silent. Even the engines seemed to pause. The attendant stuttered. "Flight attendant. I didn't know. I just thought—" "Mom." Cutting in, voice sharp. "You thought wrong. You assumed. You decided based on his skin, his clothes, and his age. And you didn't just think it. You made sure the whole plane heard it. Do you know how humiliating that is for a teenager?" The boy lowered his head, tears threatening to spill. His mother placed a hand gently on his shoulder, then turned back to the attendant. "Mom, first class isn't about clothes. It isn't about stereotypes. It's about respect. And clearly, you don't have it." Gasps rippled again. The businessman cleared his throat uncomfortably. A woman across the aisle clapped once, then stopped, unsure. The flight attendant tried to recover. "Flight attendant. Ma'am, please, I didn't mean—" "Mom," firmly, "you meant exactly what you said, and I'm not just a passenger, I'm a voice. And believe me, this airline is going to hear about this." Phones were already recording. Passengers were whispering, some nodding, others shaking their heads. The humiliation the boy had felt was now reflected on the attendant, magnified by the presence of someone powerful. The mother leaned down to her son. "Mom, head high, baby. Never let anyone tell you where you don't belong." As the boarding finished, the mother and son sat side by side. The boy finally smiled, just a little. But the cabin still buzzed. The attendant moved stiffly, her face pale. She knew her career might not survive this. When the plane leveled off mid-flight, the mother stood briefly, addressing those around her. "Mom, let me say this to everyone here. Racism and classism don't just hurt the person they're aimed at. They poison the room. They make us all smaller. What happened just now? It's not just about my son. It's about every young black person, every young kid who's been told they don't belong. We have to do better. Applause filled the cabin. Some passengers stood, others filmed, already knowing the clip would go viral within hours. The boy leaned against his mother, finally at peace. By the time they landed, news outlets were already buzzing. The clip spread across social media, with headlines reading, "Celebrity defends son from flight attendant's racist humiliation." The airline scrambled to respond. Statements of apology poured out. But for the boy, the victory wasn't in the headlines. It was in the moment his mom walked down that aisle, powerful, unshaken, turning humiliation into strength. For him, it was proof he wasn't alone. And for the attendant? She learned the hard way, never judge a book by its cover because you never know who's about to walk onto your plane.